And welcome back to the Nick and Jeff show / podcast. We've got the lovely Nick.
Hello.
And you got me, Jeff. And Nick, this week, I just really want to talk about Zelda because Tears of the Kingdom, because I've got a countdown on my phone and it says there's 99 days until release date.
Oh, 99 days. Is that like something that's just on your home screen, or is it?
Yeah, I made a wallpaper. I mean, this is not very good podcast material from pointing my phone at the webcam.
Oh, right.
No, I made it a wallpaper and I put the countdown on it.
Oh, you have to tell me how to do that.
Happiness.
Yeah, you have to tell me how to do that. Yeah.
And then, 99 days is actually not very far away. And Nick, we've put all the trailers together, released to date. This game comes out in 99 days, has 6 minutes and 12 seconds of footage or something. And that's being generous because there's a guy talking in that for 2 minutes as well.
I was going to say, yeah, you've got 6 minutes of video that will play on a loop throughout our show. But even as I glance over to it every now and then, it's just even right now, it's just nothing but dust and sort of sky on the screen. It shows nothing. It'll be the Nintendo Switch logo and nothing. There's nothing happening on screen.
There's 3 minutes of very slow footage, probably if we're generous, 2 minutes of gameplay and 1 minute of the castle sort of just rising up, and maybe another minute of AJ and Uma talking. We know nothing.
We know nothing.
I mean, Nick, friends, if you're watching us, don't forget you can always listen to us on your podcast services of your choice. Give us a little rating there, and if you like Zelda, let us know with a thumbs up. And while you're here, leave a comment with what you think Zelda might be cool with. I don't know how am I saying this, Nick. What comments can people leave?
Let us know what you hope to see in Tears of the Kingdom. Let us know what you want to see or what you want taken out, what your predictions are as well. I don't know. I'd say your predictions. Predictions and wish lists.
This is why I wanted to make this video, because 99 days left to go. We know nothing, and I thought it'd be fun to sort of totally speculate on nothing of our wildest hopes and dreams for the best game ever.
Yeah. Okay, so I've sort of had a glance at your topic list, but I kind of wanted you to throw them at me, and then I could sort of spontaneously respond. Yeah. Because I thought that'd be a good sort of hopes and dreams thing.
All right. Well, Nick,
but I do have one question for you though. Before, that's not on your list. Why do you think the game is called Tears of the Kingdom?
Oh, this is a really good one. I think it's gonna be. This is coming to my head right now.
Yes.
Tears of the Kingdom, crying. It'll be of the Hylian races from people from lifetimes ago. I don't know, more than 100 years, centuries ago. It'll be oh, my tear, I died, or Ganon's incarnation of whenever killed me. I am sad. Find my tear that I left and gather all the tears to get the 12 rings of power, and together combine Power Rangers. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
What do you think?
My guess is because when you see the first sort of trailer, you see Link's got a busted arm, and the Master Sword is gone to hell as well. But it picks up. The game picks up, assumingly not long after Breath of the Wild finishes. Maybe a couple of years later, 5-10 years, whatever.
She's got a new haircut, Nick. That Zelda's got a new haircut, which means a passage of time has gone by.
But Link still, they don't look too much older. But my guess is that the reason the sword and his arm are busted is because I reckon Zelda dies very early on in the game.
Oh.
And so there are tears in the kingdom because Zelda has died.
And you know what? They didn't want to release the name of the game, or they didn't live stream it as respect for the Queen dying. So the release trailer came out they delayed it. I don't know, a couple of days after the Queen died.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that. Yeah.
So you could be spot on. Zelda's dead.
I don't know, but you did make a good point.
Speculation.
You did make a good point that the whole Sheikah Slate thing has the eye with the tear coming out of it, so it could be completely unrelated. But I'm like, maybe Zelda dies, and so the tears of the kingdom can revive her in some way. So you have to go collect tears. I don't know.
Do you want Zelda to die or be missing from the game, like most of the game?
Well, then it would be very similar to every other Zelda game ever, right? Like you don't see like Zelda's not around.
Spirit Tracks.
Like
Well,
Zelda's not
Zelda
around.
is dead in Spirit Tracks, isn't she? She's a ghost.
Oh yeah, true, yeah. But like, I don't know if we make a good point. But yeah, as far as like these mainstream games go, he's always going to rescue her. I don't think we've seen him lose before and then have to try and, I guess, redeem himself. So I wouldn't be surprised if she dies. Anyway. That was my first question and speculation.
You know what, Nick? That is great speculation. I think that's really good.
That's the type of stuff we're looking for. All right, good.
Nick, maybe we shouldn't spend too much time on this, but on my topic list, I put down, Breath of the Wild. It's still awesome. Still awesome. I could go on about 900 Koroks, but we won't. Have you recently played the DLC at all? Like, they went back and they added like a couple extra, like one extra dungeon, probably like 20 extra shrines and a few extra challenges. Do you remember much about it?
Apart from getting the cycle, the horse, and
the motorcycle, Zero, whatever.
Yeah, Zero. That's it. And then running around to do, I guess, the last whatever the beast. Well, that was the last beast, but then going and fighting.
Well, it wasn't a beast. It was just underground, wasn't it?
Yeah, I guess yeah. But then fighting like the sage, which was like a difficult, fun fight. Was it a sage? Fun. Yeah.
Yeah, some sort of Sheikah ancient grandma. Yeah, because it was like, every time you'd go into one of the Zelda, the shrines, you'd see one of the Sheikah, doing one of their funky poses.
Yeah, and so I don't know. I'd like to see the cycle again, but at the same time, if it needs fuel, I'm just going to throw it in the trash and ride Epona everywhere. Like learn your lesson. No more fuel for these motorbikes. Cars don't need fuel. That's a realism that we don't need.
It was kind of frustrating because, it was easy because I had so much fruit. You chuck in 5 apples, right?
Yeah, and you're good. Yeah.
But you're right. Like it would last maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Nah, probably less than that.
Not sure. But
if you've already beat the game, if you already got all the shrines, and this is your reward, give you unlimited awesomeness travel.
Yes. Anyway,
but it's still better than Days Gone.
yes. But actually, funnily enough, so I beat Zelda when it came out, obviously, and then I didn't touch it for about 2 years, and then replayed it all on Master difficulty, and then did all the DLC then about 2 years later, and since then, I think it's been about 2 years since that point anyway. But my nephew just borrowed the game maybe 3 weeks ago, and he's pre-ordered, he's 9 years old, his first ever pre-order of a game from EB Games is Tears of the Kingdom.
Well, see, he's good. Like he's pre-ordered something.
Yeah.
That, I mean, this could lead into something special edition. Like where my hand is I think a Sheik, and actually the pre-order sword. I'll get it. I can.
Yeah, you go get it. You go get it. It's worth showing off. It's absolutely worth showing off. I mean, I have it too, but yes.
Like, this special edition came with this statue, which I think is actually pretty cool. It's not very, special. It's a bit flimsy.
It's a bit flimsy.
But, it came with a map, which was kind of useless because the map was all shrouded in mystery. Yeah. It's not very displayable, I guess, and a little coin, and I think that's pretty much it. I don't really remember
what else
it come with.
What do you think we'll see as what do you hope as a pre-order bonus for Tears of the Kingdom?
Well, here's what I want, right? Breath of the Wild is one of my few physical games I have.
Yes.
I want the special super duper pre-order one to come with some trinkets and a digital copy, and that will piss everyone off. Because people will want their stupid steelbooks, which I have I don't care for steelbooks one bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, just give me another little statue. Maybe it might be of the little, Link's little new papercraft airplane thing.
Yeah. You just can't see mine, but mine's chilling just up the top there.
Oh yeah, up nice and high. Yeah. I don't know. What would you want to see out of a special edition?
I think for me, since they did a special edition with the Master Sword, I would like to see a special edition that comes with maybe the Triforce, or
Oh yes.
because I feel like that's a very simple sort of cost-effective one, or maybe one of just like Link and Zelda together or something. But I don't know. That's sort of. I think a Triforce would be easy for them, and not too expensive and doable. But I mean, sky's the limit, really. If they made a special edition that was $500, I would probably still buy it. So, and I imagine you would too. So,
I think I would be willing to spend on a special edition of the game. I think $200. You know, would I buy a special edition OLED Switch? I don't want to.
yeah,
I really don't want to. I hope that one that's been leaked is fake, but you know, it might happen. But I'm hoping they won't release the Joy-Con standalone. But what else? What else will they release at the same time, Nick, of Breath of the Wild? Is like 17 Zelda Amiibo, like a ridiculous amount. So the price of the game is going to be huge.
Yeah, but you know, we love it. These are the prices we pay for the things that we love, and it's, you know, it comes along like what, once every 6 years, 7 years. So like,
Well, yeah, at the moment, yes.
So really, it's not that big a deal. Well, you know,
We've had 2 remakes since an original Zelda title,
true. And I don't know.
and we want the people want 4, but you know, the GameCube games aren't coming yet.
Yeah, the game still looks great, I think, and the game still runs well, and it still holds up, absolutely. But man, it would be so good if, like, it's been what, 6 years, 7 years since the Switch came out. Like, they're due. We are absolutely 10,000% due for a new Nintendo system. Switch 2 needs to come like now.
So,
Like, it's just,
is the Switch 2 gonna come with Tears of the Kingdom dual release? GameCube, Twilight Princess style, GameCube on the Wii. What was the other? Breath of the Wild was the other one, wasn't it? Wii U and Switch.
Yeah, that is, like, as far as us throwing out grand hopes and dreams of what, you know, is the biggest thing we hope for Zelda. I want that Switch 2, and I want Tears of the Kingdom to come with it. I want that, like, Switch 2 Zelda edition, day one. Give me that. That's ballpark home run. Done.
They got 99 days to make it happen, Nick.
But I just don't see it happen. But like, they have to have a new system soon, right? Like, you have to. Like, I feel like anyone would agree it's time.
Well,
this year,
once those
next year,
Mario Kart DLC packs run out, I feel like that's the end.
Yeah. Yeah, this year
And
or
then,
next year.
and then Mario
like,
Kart 10 will come out.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, this year or next year we're getting a Switch 2.
But like, so, you know, I guess they sort of thought, like, in my mind, like, you know, they made the Majora's Mask in a year. How the hell did they did that, right?
Yeah.
You think they've got the engine, they've got all the physics, they've got all the assets. They just need to chuck some stuff up in the sky. Why has it taken 5 years? Right,
Yeah. Was it the same thing with
make it happen?
Mario Odyssey and then Odyssey 2? Like, what was the difference in time there? It was like 2 years or something, a year or two, wasn't it?
Well, Mario Odyssey 2 doesnn't exist. Mario
sorry,
Galaxy and
Galaxy
2. Yeah. I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 years.
Definitely not this
But
friggin' long.
I understand. Like, gamers' expectations is, you know, huge, right?
Yeah, huge.
And like, you know, you just finished Dead Space. I feel like that Dead Space remake probably took more time and more people to make than the original.
Probably. Well, it was built from the ground up, so, you know, it all feels and plays the same. But man, it looks so good. Anyway, I don't want to talk about Dead Space. So I'll be there.
The trailers for this Zelda, right? The graphics still look great. Like, it doesn't look ugly
It's still
in any way. Like, sure, it's a tiny bit foggy-ish.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it. Like, it still looks really good. And then even going back to the original Zelda, I'm like, why does this look so phenomenal and Pokemon stinks?
Yeah. But I mean, what sections did the game chug? I mean, I think it chugged a little bit maybe towards the castle.
The forests.
And getting the Master Sword.
Getting the Master Sword was the only time I really remember. And then I think when I got the motorbike, I noticed a bit more chug. Because, you know, I'd be zooming around trying to get these Korok Seeds.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, in nighttime areas where the motorbike has like a beam of light.
Yep.
You could see it would, it would light the way, and then it would just like freeze for a second and then come back in just certain spots.
Right. Still not as much pop in as Sonic
caves.
Frontiers.
No, they just design it so well, don't they?
Which I don't know. Just
Nick,
makes you wonder. Makes you wonder.
There was 120 shrines in the original, or 100, I don't know, 30 something one when you had the DLC. Do you want the shrines to come back?
Yes, I do. Yes. I think like replacing dungeons, and it was more just like, because you get to a dungeon, you'd be like, all right, I might just save it here and I'll come back next time. Whereas doing a shrine was just like a little bite size. I'll go do like a little 5-minute puzzle, and you'd go down and just quick little, okay, I'll figure this out. Yeah. And it was all it felt very rewarding and very like, oh, good. That's my nice little, like if you have a big block of chocolate, it's the one with the little squares. That's what, that's what the shrines were.
I couldn't agree more, and I felt like because this launched with the Switch, right, being portable, it's like, cool, no matter how long you play, you are rewarded with an experience, right? Like, yes, I found the shrine. Yes, I found some Koroks, like, and then I've done the shrine, like, you accomplished something, right? And it doesn't matter if it wasn't a big, giant dungeon, but it was still fun, and you can like, cool, done the shrine, I'm going to save, I'm going to like, walk off now, right? Like, bite-sized awesomeness. I absolutely hope they make a return. A lot of the shrines were like tests of strength. I think there was probably like 20 or 30 of those of of varying difficulty, but I reckon they'll probably like Mario Galaxy to it, and they're just gonna like, we're gonna go to town on shrines.
Yeah,
Lots of different challenges and physic things going on.
I mean, you look back at hopefully it loops again in a second in the trailer, but there's a part where Link almost, it looks like he turns into a bit of a tear and like shoots up into the sky, and so I think maybe instead of having shrines on the ground, there'll be shrines in the sky.
That's actually great idea, Nick. This is great speculation. I love this.
Well, okay, yeah. Well, because you see Link, he shoots up from somewhere, and
he teleports through up, right?
Through like some sort of brick thing, and then pops out the top. And I'm like, so I don't know if there's a whole sky world, or if you're running around the Hyrule and there's like certain areas where you can pop up to the sky, because I don't want it to be like Skyward Sword where there's just this big open empty world in the sky. Like I think that was something when Skyward Sword came out, reviewers did say was very they didn't like it about the game, just how empty the sky world was. So unless they find
the actual sky, yes, up top. And I guess what was really disappointing is, especially in that game, like you're in the sky and then you can only drop down in these certain sections, right? You can't just drop down to any part of the world. And I really hope this is how it works in the game.
Yeah.
Like you imagine, like, cool, I'm going to go do a little mini sky dungeon, sky shrine, and now you get to fly down to some point in the world, even if it's the world we've already explored.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that'll be very cool.
I'm not sharing my screen with you, but on the video, I've paused it at the 3-minute 55 mark, and you can see, like, was it Adrian Numa? He talks about how you go, you've got the ground below, but then also the skies above, and you can see Link sort of shooting up from the ground into the thing. So, if people don't know the trailer, this is the part that I'm referencing, which you can't see, but you know what I'm talking about.
I've watched it on loop about 3 times now. So I really like he says, we want to smash players' expectations, and we've expanded the world above and even more, right? Like he says something like that, and like, damn, that's really elevating my expectations, even more.
Yeah. And it, like, comparatively, because I think God of War and Breath of the Wild were just absolute masterpieces when they came out years ago. And I think God of War 2 definitely, the God of War had the bar here, and God of War 2, in my mind, just raised the bar so much, even so much higher as to what we expect from, or what we hope for these massive games. And I don't know if I really, save this quote for 6 months' time once we've played the game, but I really don't know if Zelda has that same can grow as much as Zelda's got a lot of room to grow as far as that type of thing is concerned. But I don't think Zelda will grow that much as far as deep storyline goes. Like Link's not going to be talking, so it's really hard, I think, for them to make a story with a hero who just doesn't talk. Like even in the latest Dead Space, Isaac talks the whole game, which doesn't happen.
No, we're not talking about Dead Space, Nick.
But like he didn't talk in the original, so like the silent protagonist thing, and so I just it makes the character a lot deeper. So
here's some extra speculation. We've now all played Zelda Breath of the Wild, and then we got Age of Calamity, right? Spin-off, alternative timeline, whatever. Different genre of game. But that had the past champions as sort of prominent figures. Yes. And it also had the, the modern champions teleported into our timeline for whatever reason. I don't know why. But those modern champions, I feel like they didn't get as many in this game, didn't get as much characterization. But I reckon they'll be back, right? So
they'll be back.
They'll be talking for us or talking to us.
Okay.
And I'm hopefully they explore more of all the different races. I mean, of course they will. We haven't seen them.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. There'll be some Gorons and there'll be some Zoras and Rito. What's the other one? And Gerudos. They'll be in there.
Gerudos. Oh yeah. I'm like, there is another one, Deku, but Korok.
Yeah, Deku. Yeah. Will they add in the Dekus? Oh, who knows? Like that, the realm of possibilities is just endless with what they could really do with this game. It's just,
and
I don't know.
Maybe the dungeons will be underground, like that castle lifted up. There's got to be something under that castle, right?
It could be, yeah. Not just the ground we live on, but yeah, the in the sky above and then the earth below. Who knows?
I really loved how they had the divine beast in the first game as well. Like, how cool to have this giant roaming dungeon figure across the world that you can see at most points of the game. You're like, here is my goal. I've got to climb this thing somehow.
Yeah. And yeah, that was the thing. Like people who complain like, oh, there's no traditional Zelda dungeons. I mean, that's what the divine beasts were. You still had 4 big traditional dungeons, and they were still great. They were still fun.
Yeah.
But it was that point where like I got to the beast. I'm like, all right, I'll save it now and I'll leave this for tomorrow. It was like a pause point, like a chapter ending. Yeah, I don't know.
One of the rewards in Breath of the Wild, Nick, was always weapons. Like, cool, you find new weapons, and that's a reward because your old weapons, they break. Come to a big fight, use all the weapons, and then they're gone. And some people like the breaking weapons, others didn't. How do you like the breaking weapons, Nick?
I just think weapons were just a little bit too fragile. I think like if they could increase the durability on them even twice as much as what they were, I think it would be better. Like make the fun ones more rare, but also more durable. So like when we come across a flame sword and a lightning sword and ice sword, whatever they are, like that's cool. Like love to have those. I'm happy for them to break, just less often, or at least have the option for me to go back and repair them easily without too much of like a so it's broken again. Like I didn't hate the breaking weapons, but it wasn't something I'm like, oh, this is awesome, this is game changing, this is amazing. It was like I didn't hate it, but I really did not like it either. What about you?
I like the breaking weapons. It made me use them all, but it's like it's that gaming mentality. Like why do I want to use my really strong weapon? I'm going to use all my crappy weak ones first, and because I use the weak ones first because I didn't want to use my good ones, they break very fast. Like they break very fast, especially when you come against stronger enemies, right?
Yeah.
And I would only start to like, oh, I can't pick up this next sword, so I'm going to use the hell out of it. I don't know, another weapon, or throw it away, or use all my electric magic sword. Those electric fire and ice swords and stuff.
Yeah.
And I've got to keep one on me at all times. Like I can't use it. Like, and you never ever. Well, I don't really remember running out of weapons.
Yeah.
Except in what's that? The super challenge mode thingy.
Yep.
That's the only time really. I think you've spot on. just less breakage, and I'm hoping, right? There was felt like hundreds of weapons, but really there was 3 types: double handles, sword, and a spear, and everything was sort of a variation of those 3 weapons.
Yes,
and I think the magic rods, which don't really count.
Oh yeah,
and boomerangs. Well, no, but boomerang still worked as a sword anyway.
I'm
hoping for more.
The boomerang did not work like a boomerang. It was
it was like, it was useless. Like, it was fun to throw, but yeah. Maybe if they had some sort of like power up, like if you threw the boomerang and if you caught it, it became like double strength for the next 40 seconds.
Like Smash Brothers.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
You make a good point. Like, I remember playing the game, and the first time I came across like an elemental sword, like I opened up I think it was like a quest, and they're like, oh, there's a special weapon behind a waterfall or behind some boulders over here, and so I went and did the quest and found this single-handed fire sword, and I was like, oh my god, this is the coolest thing ever. And I didn't want to use it because I was like, this is super rare and it's super cool, but
the flame ones were so special as well because they could start fires.
And so I felt like I found the mother lode, and I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. But then I didn't want to use it. And then like you said, you have all these things filling up in your inventory, and you didn't want to use your fire sword. But by the end of the game, I had fire swords exploding out of my pockets, just like I thought I found this rare gem. No, they're all over the damn place. Like, there's no point in getting attached to it because it's just gonna. You'll find 50,000 more fire swords.
I reckon breaking weapons are coming back, and it's fine. They'll find a way to make it fun, but I can't imagine having like unlimited amount of things to discover, and some of them not being just random weapons for you to try for a little bit. And it was always really good because like, oh cool, if all your swords break, oh well, I'm using a spear now, and I've got access to all these spear type moves that I'm not used to having. And if you just kept to your one good sword, they wouldn't have that.
Yeah. I completely agree. I wonder if we'll see like a new type of weapon. Like you said, there's the 3 sort of main ones, and then you got the elemental rods and boomerangs and stuff. I wonder if we'll see like any sort of new weapons. But I mean, at the same time, actually, one thing I need to say is that the first game was a masterpiece. It was a just 10 out of 10 fantastic thing, but there was still plenty of criticisms of like weapons breaking, the dialogue being. I mean, I don't think they can really fix the dialogue now. They're in too deep with the voice actors, but like with weapons breaking and feedback behind it, I agree. You said they'll find some way to make it fun or interesting or not be as painful. I guess it wasn't really or as cumbersome as the first one.
Well, we know that unlimited Master Sword is not unlimited. Link broke it. Yes. Can't use it for this game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got to get a new. Yeah, got to reforge that Master Sword again.
Nick, we've had a few story theories. I think unless you got any other big ones, I feel like we sort of covered some little story elements.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, you know what? We haven't talked about Thirsty Ganon.
Thirsty Ganon.
Skeletal Ganon. He's all dehydrated.
Is that Ganon?
Wow. I reckon it is.
Okay.
Who else would it be?
Well, I mean, what's the villain in Skyward Sword?
Demise?
Demise?
No, that's the big one. Oh, Girahim or something.
No, Giram was the sword. Yeah, but yeah, Demise.
Yeah, it's Demise, yeah.
I mean, could be Demise. It might not be Ganon. It might just be another reincarnation of Ganon. Because that's what he says. I'll die and just keep coming back again and again and again.
Yeah, you could be quite right. How do we reckon Link gets his burnt crispy hand?
From saving Zelda from death. I mean, sorry, trying to save Zelda from death and failing.
Oh,
that's cool. My guess. Well, yeah, because is that his shield arm or his sword arm? I think that's his sword arm, isn't it? Well, I guess it depends on the iteration of Link.
Sometimes he's got gloves on too, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah. I mean, is he still a southpaw? Is he still left-handed? I mean, I think they've made him right. I don't know. Well, because I remember how they made him right-handed for Twilight Princess, because all the Wii remotes and all the gamers. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Nick, we got 9 minutes.
Oh, we can keep going. We can go as long as we want.
Oh, if you want to keep going, okay.
It's up to you.
When all right, it's 99 days to go as of recording.
Yep.
When is the Zelda Direct coming? Like, do you have enough information for you to buy the game? Of course, but like, does everyone else?
Anyone who wants this game will any Zelda fan who knows this game exists is buying it. Like that's not even a question. That's even people who we know did like Breath of the Wild who have talked about non-Zelda fans bought Breath of the Wild. They didn't finish it, but they bought it. Yeah. And even like my old roommate, like downloaded, some sort of PC version just to be like, oh, look how good this looks on PC.
Of course it does. PC Master Race.
Yeah, like this game sells itself. Just being like, you could tell me the name of the game, like the title and the release date.
That's pretty much all I've done.
That's all. Yeah, that's all we need to buy a Zelda game. You don't even. You could just say Zelda coming out this date. I don't even need the name of the game. You just give me the date and I'll be in the stores. I'll learn the name of the game in the store.
What I want, Nick, between 90 and 60 days to go, I want them to give me a 2017 style presentation trailer. Give me a 4-minute trailer with epic music, a couple of lines of dialogue, a bit of gameplay, and that's it. Give me nothing else.
So
we are
super weirdo nerds. Like this is I know what they're talking about because we've loved this trailer. We've talked about this trailer a million times and the music behind it. But what is this trailer? Tell people what it is and tell them where they can go find it.
So you Google 2017 Zelda trailer, or basically when the Switch was announced, or like here's our big reveal of what the Switch actually is and what it actually can do. They revealed at the very end the trailer for Zelda Breath of the Wild because there was no release date. And so there was I think it was like 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes.
There's long trailer.
Amazing music. And then at the very end, they're like, no one knew when it was coming. It launched the day the Switch comes out. Yeah. Which made everyone, explode, have an orgasm like I did.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it's great. It's
I don't know.
Fantastic trailer. Go watch it.
But it didn't deep dive into like mechanics or like show and tell. Like, oh, here's Link's starting area. You'll start at the starting area and you'll try out the first dungeon. You'll try out these weapons. Like, didn't really show any of that sort of stuff. Like, that's what I want. I want minimal, and I want to be surprised. And then I want, cool. Here is guess what? You can pre-order special editions today or tomorrow, and it comes with these trinkets. It will set you back as much money as we can take from you because we are Nintendo and we charge lots of money and you are suckers. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Here's the 7 Amiibo you need to pre-order.
Yeah, I'd be on board with that. Yeah.
Don't give me a full Nintendo Direct. I don't need it.
Yeah. I agree. I do wonder if is Calamity, Age of Calamity, is that canon, or do you think they're counting that as part of the story, or that's kind of like a just hey, we did this for fun
I think it thing? Definitely it's an alternative timeline. It creates the cutest little robot wizard. I can't remember what he's called.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
He creates an alternative timeline, essentially.
Yeah, true. Because I agree with you saying before that the other champions will come back, and I would like to see that. I don't know if they come back to life, but they will be in the game in some form. But
maybe there'll be a ghostly tier.
Maybe, maybe this Tears of the Kingdom can bring back fallen champions, people that have been slain by Ganon or something. But I would like to see. Link's riding an elephant there. I don't know how I missed that, but yeah. I would like to see them come back and maybe do some sort of combined mission of using, both of the Gorons and then both of the Zoras, and like especially the dude. What's the male one? He was too much of a the thirst trap for everyone to not bring back. The Zora?
What are you talking about?
The manly Zora?
Oh yeah. The Zora guy. Yes. I've forgotten his name too, but yes, yeah. he was great.
Yeah,
on Champion.
I reckon we see that trailer around March. I reckon, we got.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
They've got Kirby to promote. Nintendo's got Kirby to sell to us. They're not selling it to me. Sorry, it's not Kirby and the Forgotten Lands. And
No.
I don't think Nintendo have anything else on in February.
No, I don't think so. That's all right.
And there's
I
a
got plenty of
Mario
other stuff to
movie.
play.
There's a Mario movie between now and Zelda.
I can't wait to do a discussion about that.
Odyssey too.
Maybe.
Yeah, looking forward to the podcast on that. in a
Yeah,
few
me
weeks'
too.
time.
Yeah. Do you have anything else on your topic list? Just had a quick.
I think that's pretty much it, Nick. Unless you got some more.
No, I'm really happy with what we talked. I mean, there's still so much speculation of what we could talk. I really want them to bring back the Wolf Link amiibo as a companion for the game. Just
The
fix
value of that thing will skyrocket.
Yeah. I would like to see that still be functional in the game, and I feel like they wouldn't have to really do anything, right? Just copy and paste the assets over so that he just.
Nick, the amiibos in general for Breath of the Wild is the best implementation of amiibos ever. I don't think it's been beat. Like, all the Zelda amiibos gave you exclusive weapons, which break, and exclusive outfits, and then all the other amiibos. No, the outfits don't break.
No, they don't. They
cost a lot of money to upgrade, a lot of resources, whatever. But all the other amiibos still gave you like resources, which is quite valuable. Like it was good.
Oh, Korok's coming back.
Oh, Koroks won't. It'll be something else. Tears.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Well done. Will they be visible on the map so I will collect them?
I want them to be.
Oh, you do? Oh, good.
I want an easier method. Like in the DLC, they gave you a Korok mask, which shimmered or made a noise or whatever. If you were close, that does not help when it's on the other side of the map.
Yes.
Like it should just point in the direction or in zones of the map. Cool, you have found 10 out of 30 in this area. Yeah. And then once you find more than 50% or some sort of item that makes it easier to point in the direction that the Korok could be.
Not even easier, just easier. Just make them something that I can turn on and off on the map that just show up and I can go and collect them. Like otherwise, I would get because you collected them all. I will, just out of stubbornness and spite, I will never do that till the day I die, because we did it in Infamous 1 and I'm not doing it. I'm not getting off on my phone and crossing off each 900 Korok Seeds for nothing. You get nothing at the end.
No, you get a piece of shit.
Yes, exactly.
The Koroks were designed so you always can find something, and it was a good resource because you got more inventory space, right?
True.
That was the reward. You stop getting bigger inventory space at like 350 out of 900, right?
What would make me get the Korok Seeds?
It's designed for you just to you're not supposed to get them all. It's just a dumb, stupid challenge, and that's why you get a piece of shit for getting them all.
You know what would make me collect them all? Is if in Tears of the Kingdom stuff carried over so that you got your piece of poop carried over. And then you got to
an exclusive shirt.
You actually
exclusive
get
costume shirt.
Yeah, you get something worthwhile that carries over. I don't know. I wonder if your gear does carry over there. That'd be interesting.
I keep getting ads for regular Breath of the Wild again. I'm like, come on, Nintendo, haven't you sold 17 million? But they're just trying to hype up
I agree.
this one. But maybe you're right.
Yeah.
Save or carry over. But Nick, carry us out.
Oh, I'm carrying us out? All right, well, thank you for watching this lovely episode, this Zelda hype episode of Nick and Jeff. You can find us on youtube.com/Nick&Jeff and facebook.com/Nick&Jeff and podcast services of your choice. If you like the episode, give us a like, leave a comment, do that type of stuff because it inspires us to make more content. We make 1 cent per video for everything that we've ever done.
We have made a few cents now.
Yeah, we've made a couple cents, but this is just something that we do for fun. So let us know in the ways that you can show love online. So that's it. Thanks for watching.
Love you, Nick.
Love you too,
Bye.
Jeff.